Howdy! It's Father Francis, the Faith Guy. And today, I'm going to teach you how to make Carolyn's classic lasagna. Let's get started. Okay, and here laid out are the ingredients for making this classic Carolyn's lasagna. Now you will notice that they are separated into three distinct groups. And there is a reason for that, because we have to make a lasagna sauce, then we need to make the pasta noodles, and finally we need to make the bechamel sauce. Let's look at the actual lasagna ingredients first, the actual lasagna sauce. We're going to be making a sweet Italian sausage lasagna sauce, using some nice sweet Italian sausage, of course, and we will combine that with 2 cans of 28 ounces of diced tomatoes, along with some nice diced onion, and 3, maybe 4 cloves of garlic, if you're bold. Next to that, we also have 2 15-ounce cans of Italian herb tomato sauce. And then right next to that, the last ingredient that will go into this heavenly lasagna sauce is these beautiful things called sun-dried tomatoes. Truly one of nature's great little jewels. Moving right along, let us look now at the actual makings for the pasta. We will be combining 1 3/4 cups of flour with 2 eggs beaten, with a tablespoon of olive oil and 1 to 2 tablespoons of hot water, which will make our dough, which will make our fresh pasta, which will then later be rolled out. And finally, the last group of ingredients that we will be looking at is to make the classic bechamel or the white sauce. And this uses 3/4 of a cup of flour, 1 cube of butter, 1/4 of a pound of butter, and combining that with 4 cups of scalding hot milk, and then later we will season that with a little bit of ground pepper and nutmeg. Okay, now that we've had a good look at those ingredients, let's get started, shall we? We build the classic lasagna sauce from scratch. We have some olive oil already preheated here, and adding to that are onions. Now you can begin to hear that sizzle. That's telling you that something wonderful is beginning to happen. And what I do is I just stir that. Again, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to saute the onions. Adding to that now the fresh chopped garlic. It's fun to watch, maybe fun to watch a cooking video, but let me tell you, what really is wonderful are the wonderful smells that you get in the kitchen. Okay, so we got that going. And again, one of the things that you really want to make sure you do is keep everything low and slow, because that's going to really make the difference on a good sauce. Over here we have our sausages. We took the casing, we're taking the casing off because we really don't want that. So now what we do is we begin to, I like to kind of tear the sausage by hand. Some people like to just drop it in there and cut it with a spatula or some other type of an instrument. When I'm doing it like this on a small scale, it's just easier to do it this way, and it has a nice consistency with the sausage, has a nice texture, and that will brown. Now, as you can see, the sausage is nicely browned, and the onions and the garlic are now all just combining as a nice little medley. Yes, it's wonderful. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of this wine here to kind of deglaze the bottom of the pan and begin to cook in a little bit of the sauce here. This goes into building up the sauce. And then I'm going to add to this mixture the fresh, the diced tomatoes with a little bit of oregano, not oregano, but basil. That goes in there. Okay. Combine that. Then to that I'm going to add the 2 cans of 15 ounces of tomato sauce. And then to that I'm going to also add a little sprinkling of some red pepper flakes. And then I add a little bit of Italian seasonings. Again, a little bit later I'll come back and add a little bit more. And so this is how you build up your classic lasagna sauce. And what you're going to do is you're going to beautifully blend all this together and let it simmer and cook. And sometimes it cooks for a couple of days. And so that pretty much is how you begin and build your lasagna sauce from scratch. Oh, and if you thought I forgot to put in the sun-dried tomatoes, I didn't. Now we come to the second phase of making our lasagna, and that is to begin to make the dough for the egg pasta noodles. We take 1 cup, 1 3/4 cups of flour, unbleached flour, dump that in there, and then what we'll do is we'll place the lid on the old Cuisinart, and I like to begin to spin this because I think it works a whole lot better. Add slowly the egg mixture. Combine, kind of dampens the flour. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Again, I'm going to drizzle the olive oil into the mixture. And then finally, to that I'm going to add at least 1 tablespoon of hot to warm water. And again, drizzle that in. And hopefully, if it does it right, it will begin to form into a big ball and start rolling around. There we go. There it is. Forms a ball. Okay. And there you have it. Really nice and easy. And what I do is I just take this dough out, and as you can see from right there, there's the pasta dough. And the next thing will be I will work on this just a little bit. I'll wrap it up with a little bit of plastic and then let it sit for a while, and then we'll be ready to go for the next stage. And here we have the pasta balled up and resting in a little saran wrap there. It keeps it nice and firm and keeps it ready until I'm ready to roll it out. So let's take a look at our classic lasagna sauce. And there it is. Beautiful, beautiful. Low and slow. It's the only way to go. And now that the sauce is cooking on the back burner, I've just put a boiling pot of water on the stove to get the water nice and hot and ready to receive the pasta. Now it's time to roll out the pasta. And here we have our pasta, which has been resting. Now what I like to do is now take it and open it up here and get the old KitchenAid working here. This KitchenAid, by the way, was a wonderful wedding gift. I did a wedding for some dear friends of mine, Heidi and Tony Hernandez, and about 2 years ago. And when they wanted to say thank you, they gave me this beautiful KitchenAid. And I love the KitchenAid because of, again, the attachments. So what you do is you start off, let me get my glasses here, you start off on setting number 1, and you just begin to, hopefully this will show here, begin to roll out your pasta. And there you have it. And you just kind of keep doing that. You kind of play with it a little bit. One of the things I found with pasta is don't let it intimidate you. And as you can see,